Hi there folks, welcome back to the mid-race report of the Australian Endurance Championship Daytona 8 hour. Okay, our broadcast time tonight will be from 5 till 6. Then we're going to have a bit of a break and come back at 7:45 this evening to broadcast the end to this amazing race. We've just basically, we'll give you an update of what's been going on since we left you. The safety car has just come back in again, which has caused a number of drivers to jump into the pits, and it was caused by Matthew Nethercote going into the tyres again and getting stuck at the bus stop, as you can see here. Yeah, so Matthew Nethercote did bring out the yellow with that incident you just saw. I'm just going to turn down my sound, sorry about that. Okay, the other news is we've had one retirement so far in this race, and that retirement was Martin Houston in the HPD Blue Ox Racing. Unfortunately, it looks like they have retired from this event. All other cars are still running. A bit of an update on the number 15 McLaren of Redback Racing. As you know, they've been struggling all night, and they've managed to sort that out. So basically, one of the drivers is using someone else's account to do that event, which has been cleared by race control. The other news is, before we went to the break, we were wondering how the Blackadder Racing car of John King was one lap up. In the break I spoke to the drivers, and basically what happened was they managed to be able to pit and remain on the lead lap under yellow, where all other drivers went down a lap. So that clears up that little issue that we had. As we can see now, another car struggling on the track. Have you got any other news for us, Adrian?
I've been watching here, just like a few viewers. I have ducked out a few times just to get a bit of a reprieve. But yeah, I've seen the old McLaren there with Tim Bellinger. I noticed he was having a few issues there with connection. He's jumped in the McLaren. He's actually throwing some decent lap times in there. So it's just a shame for those boys to be where they are. But I reckon they would have had a good showing if they didn't have a few issues tonight.
Yeah, that car had quite a number of issues. One was with the driver, then they had a disconnection issue earlier on, but to their credit they are hanging in there as we come under yellow yet again, and it looks like this was brought out by Maverick Benson.
Yes, it's been a bit of a funny night, hasn't it, Bernie? Definitely had a lot of yellows. Hopefully someone's keeping track on how many yellows they've been throwing out, because there's definitely been a lot of them tonight.
Yeah, that's right, and it looks like that tyre wall has claimed another driver, with Maverick Benson hitting that car, hitting the wall extremely hard, and it's back up on its side. So he's just been cleared by race control, so he's out of that car safely, but we are under yellow again. But you're right, it has been a funny night. We get into a bit of a rhythm, and then the yellow comes out.
Yes, it's been a really weird night tonight. The guys have usually been doing a pretty good job through the SEK, and we get into this tonight, this endurance, and they've been running it like a sprint round, and it's been a tough one. I mean, sometimes it's not always a driver's fault. It's just a car gets a little bit unsettled and gets away from them. So they can't always blame the driver. It is the issues and what goes on. So it's been a tough one for them tonight.
Oh yeah, I don't blame the driver at all. It comes hand in hand with this style of racing. You know, they're not only having to hang in there for hours on end. They've got changing conditions with realistic weather. They've got traffic. They've got car issues as it goes on. I know a lot of the GT3 guys have used up most of their fast repairs. They did have 3. Most of them have used 2. So now it's going to be a battle of survival for the next 5 hours. While we're under yellow, I'll give you an update of the Class A fields. So we've got Simon Eriksson is currently in the car in the Redback Racing HPD, and he's leading Class A, followed by Jake Burton. I had to look twice then because we have a Jay Burton and a Jay Burden. Okay, Jake Burton is currently in second place, followed by Josh Burden in third. So Josh was leading at one point, but I think he had a bit of an incident, didn't he, during the break?
Yeah, there was a few incidents going on, so a lot has gone on, and we're still getting issues here at the moment, Bernie. Jeez, I'll tell you what, it's all excitement, even under yellows, if we got issues.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And we've got Matt Barron fourth at the moment. Chris Jones is fifth. Craig Jones, sorry, Craig, in the KRF HPD. It's great to see those guys running that car. I'm assuming it's KRF. Where are we? Leading the way still is Lewis Kugeley's in that Blackadder Motorsport, and we cleared that up about how they got a lap up on everybody. Followed 4 laps down now by what's his name? Paul Keegan, I think it is. So that's pretty amazing that these guys are still on the lead lap, and the next person down is 4 laps down, Adrian.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. We've got one car's 1 lap down, and a couple of cars have gone 2 laps down, and obviously Blackadder Motorsports has done fantastic by only being 3 laps down. So no, top credit to them. They played the yellow card quite well to stay out there. So it's going to be tough for the GT3 guys to catch these guys unless they have something magically go wrong with this Blackadder Motorsport. They've been trucking along really well today.
Oh, definitely. They've absolutely dominated Class C. Now, Class B is still being led by Michael Schreier. His sister, HP Riley, not his sister, his competitor in Class B, has run into some form of trouble and dropped down through the field.
Yeah, they were struggling there earlier there, Bernie. I did see they've had a couple of issues, just got a little bit loose, and making some room for the HPDs and just getting in the dirty stuff and looping the car. So a bit unfortunate for them, and did actually have a little bit of a collision, had to come in and repair the car. So they've been struggling a little bit with that, Riley, but credit to them, they're still running around, and they've got nothing to lose to just keep running around here tonight, because there's only 2 of them in this series, which is a bit of a shame, but good on them to keep going. It's all experience in racing these cars.
Yeah, that's right, and that car's currently in 20th position, 5 laps down, and being driven by Stephen Downs. So that's a wrap-up of the positions and what has occurred since we had a break just a little over an hour ago now. So, as I said, we're under safety car conditions, and we'll wait to go green.
Now, it looks like these HPDs are lucky again in this restart. There's, I think, there's no cars in between them, so they're going to get off and get going again. Or no, there may be one car here that's in between them. So that's only one car. So these guys are going to get back into it and get back at it again. So it's going to be interesting restart again. Yeah,
I think the Jake and Josh should clear that rough fairly quickly. Here we go, we're under green again, folks. I feel like we've been doing this all night, watching them all streaming into turn 1, but we've had another bingle that looks like coming into turn 1. Not sure who that was.
Oh yeah, it's tight in that. It's really tight. It's the same story. You think after there's so many restarts, these guys should be getting used to this by now.
Yeah, it just looked like a bit of front to end action as they sort of ran into each other, but everyone is continuing on their way, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's a lot more subtle than what it used to be. I mean, at the start of the race they were really full on, but now they've sort of backed off a little bit, but yeah, still getting a little bit untidy, but I can't blame them. Long stints, you know, tyres are going off, so yeah, a bit interesting.
Yeah, and while the race is getting back into rhythm, I want to give a quick shout out to Colin Schweck. He pointed out that the paint schemes were flickering in the broadcast, and that was caused by having trading paints open. So that's closed now, and hopefully that will have resolved it. So thanks for contacting me, Colin.
Oh, that's good to hear. So just checking here. Oh, just a little bit wide. No harm, no foul. Off it goes again. I think these boys in the 15 McLaren will be looking for next round. I think it's been a bad day for them.
Yeah, it's been a trying day, but to their credit, they are hanging in there and rolling with the punches. So hopefully they'll finish this race. As I said, we've only had one retirement at this stage, so credit to all those guys struggling out there to stick with this, and hopefully they'll all see the end.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, they're only 11 laps down. I mean, only 11, but considering all the trouble, they've done pretty well tonight.
That's right, and after that restart, we've had Jake Burton take the lead from Simon Eriksson for Class A, and Josh Burton is still running third at this stage.
And as we're still going here, there's a lot of traffic at the moment, just trying to get their positions. We've got everyone in different positions. The HPD's trying to come through. Geez, it's full on here at the moment. I'm just keeping an eye on Troy Maguire here, and he's stuck in the thick of it at the moment here, Bernie.
Okay, it looks like we've had an incident in that field, and it looks like it's that Troy Maguire, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, it's pretty full on, eh? It's a big bundle of cars here, so it's pretty tight up here at the moment. You got HPD in here trying to get around these GT3s. It's getting a little bit argy-bargy back there.
It certainly is, and that field is so compressed that we're going to see more of this argy-bargy. But
oh, there we go. Yep, that happened right in front. We had Troy Maguire here, and I didn't quite see who he was racing there then.
Yeah, we caught that on the replay just then, and unfortunately they are continuing. It looked like it was Matthew Leathercoat was caught up in that. He's now dropped down to 30th at this stage.
Yeah, that was going to happen sooner or later, Bernie. That there were so many guys there that just something was going to happen there soon.
Well, it looks like all the action at the moment is in the GT3s, and there's no wonder. Look at the gaggle of cars as they try to sort themselves out. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad I'm up here in our air-conditioned box tonight and enjoying this racing and not down there sweating it out, mate.
Oh yeah, and there's a HPT turned around. It's all going on here at the moment, guys. How are we supposed to keep up with this, Bernie? I don't know.
That looks like it was, just bringing the replay up now, I think that was Paul, oh no, it wasn't Paul Mansell. Paul Mansell collected the front of the HPD and then continued to drive over the top of it. So that looks like hopefully that looks like it's a Redback Racing HPD actually, which was running in second.
Oh, I hope not, Bernie.
I'm just having a look. No, it's not that one. No, it wasn't. I'm just trying to find. Bear with me, guys. All I've got is names here, so I'm just going through the events. Yeah, I'm not sure who was in that, but after being spun around, he has been collected, and that HPD is very damaged.
Yeah, Bernie, that was Trevor Forrester in the BPR HPD there. Yeah, just unfortunate. I'll see if I can see, but I think he may have looped that on his own there. Yeah, he certainly has.
We've just had a BMW also in turn 1 spin into the infield. See if we can catch who that was. I think that was Justin Ruggier. Have a look and see if we can capture what's occurred there.
Geez, we come back on at the right time, don't we, Bernie? All the action is going on.
Yeah, it looks like he got the tail out on it and overcorrected and whacked the fence, but he's continuing, even though that BMW is quite bent up in the front.
Yeah, that won't help it too much in a straight line, that's for sure, Bernie.
Yeah, they're definitely turning on the action for us now that we're back on the broadcast.
Yeah, they were going along pretty smoothly. I think we only had the one yellow flag while we were gone, and we get back in and we've had some action ever since, so it's hard to keep up at the moment.
It certainly is, but it's good for our viewers because they didn't really miss much in our hour downtime. But now the actions are plenty, so I'm hoping you're all finding our broadcast quite entertaining and enjoyable.
Yes, sometimes it gets that exciting. I forget I've got to talk here. It's just trying to keep up with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it certainly is. I tell you what, the GT3s are still at it, and they've been at it now. We're coming up to the 4 hour 50 mark left. 5 hours, how long have they been running for? 3 hours 10 minutes, so we're not even halfway yet, folks.
Yeah, it's not even halfway, and they're still racing hard, like they've got 5 minutes left. So, I mean, good on them. I mean, they're gun-ho and they're getting into it, which is what you'll want to see, but, geez, lucky they don't have to pay for it by credits, Bernie, because I tell you what, I think they'd drive them a little bit different if they had to pay for the repairs that they break all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that's what I'll put in on my drivers is I'll bill them iRacing credits and they can pay me. I'm sure they'd love that rule.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be a team member if that's what you're going to put in place, Bernie, because I know I'd be out of pocket for sure.
Yeah, no, there's only one rule, and that is if you hit a teammate and take them out, you wear pink for 2 weeks.
Oh, pink's a man's colour.
Exactly. Yeah, so folks, out in front at the moment, it looks like Matthew Barron has just taken over from Simon Eriksson. So now we have in Class A Jake Burton followed by Matthew Barron, so they're teammates, and now Simon Eriksson. Sorry, let's go back to this. Yes, we've got the Dayco, Jake Burton out in front, followed by his teammate Matthew Barron. Then we've got Simon Eriksson in the Redback HPD, and then we have Josh Burden in the other HPD.
Yeah, these guys are doing a good job. It looks like Jake is actually just spreading his legs a little bit here. He's up 5 seconds into the lead, so he's got a bit of a run on now. So looks like he's found his stride. So be interesting later with the driver swap and see what happens later on.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is with the HPDs is they've pretty much they've had a couple of incidents. They've had one retirement in that class, but they've pretty much stayed out of trouble. I think all the action and the carnage has been in the GT3 camp. and I think one of the Rileys was involved with a GT3 earlier in the evening as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but I mean, at the end, if you look at the percentages, I mean, we got more GT3, so unfortunately, those guys are going to have a little bit more coming together than the other guys. But yeah, it's just one of those things, Bernie. I think even with the HPDs coming through, you sort of get a bit flustered, and if you're getting a bit flustered there in a GT3 and you sort of start making wrong moves, I think the guys have just got to stick to the line and let the HPDs go around them. I think that's the best way to try and attack this.
Yeah, I think so, and it's quite daunting having one of those HPDs coming up at you because they approach at such a phenomenal speed. It can be very scary to hold that line, but you just need to trust in those drivers and they'll find a way around you. I think that's the way to go in this sort of racing.
Oh yeah, for sure, Bernie. I mean, look, these guys are driving probably one of the fastest cars and hardest ones to control. I mean, the GT3s have got traction control and ABS, so with these HPDs, you should get them. Trust those drivers. They'll do the right thing as long as you stick to your racing line. They'll go around you and clean you up pretty well quickly, and you can keep going and do your own thing.
Yeah, that's right. And as we are looking now, folks, at the Class C leader is Lewis Kugeley in the Blackadder Motorsport BMW. They've pretty much dominated this so far in this race, Adrian.
Yeah, I think they've played a really good strategy there. Get the guys in underneath the yellow to pit them in and keep them up in that a lap above everyone else. And what it's done is just made sure that they're going to stay up there, and it's going to be really hard for anyone to beat them at the moment.
Well, that's exactly right. All they've got to do now is stay out of trouble, make sure they don't drop that lap, and this race is theirs to lose at this stage.
Yeah, basically, Bernie, if they have any issues here to the end, that's theirs to lose. But with all things going well and they keep going, trucking along and what they're doing, I can't see anything else happening to that lead.
That's right. We're just going to jump on the back of Lewis Kugeley's car so you can see the closing speed. Oh, if I can find it on time. We'll sit in the car anyway as this HPD passes. I was hoping to get a shot from the back of the car so you can see how these things close in on these guys. So we'll do a lap with our Class C leader, Lewis Kugeley, in the BMW Z4. Enjoy the ride, and for those of you watching earlier, just note the speed difference between that and the HPD. So it's interesting through the bus stop there where the HPDs are behind them. If you're on board there, they're virtually coasting through the bus stop if they're caught behind GT3, where you can see the GT3 is actually pushing fairly hard through that area of the track.
Yeah, those GT3s, you're coming down that back straightaway. You're in sixth gear actually, sorry. You get down to fourth gear as you come into the first turn into the bus stop. Pull third gear as you hit the second part of that bus stop. Plant your forward a little bit, get the revs back going. Pull out if you hit that the second part of that bus stop, and then if you're lined up properly, you gun it and you're pulling out there. It's quite an awesome feat to get through there, isn't it, Bernie?
Oh, it definitely is. It's there goes another HPD blasting past Lewis. It's really the bus stop and turn one. They're the trickiest part of this track. You get them right, you love it. If you get them wrong, you're going to come unstuck big time, as we've seen tonight.
Yeah, so we've had a couple of guys get that bus stop a little bit mixed up, getting into it and exiting it. Even exiting it, Bernie, I know if you don't get that quite right, if you're a little bit, if you're doing an overtaking move and you're a little bit shallow through there, you can actually come a cropper getting out of the bus stop as well, which isn't nice either.
Well, that's right. If you overcook it coming into the bus stop, you're into the tyres. If you overcook it exiting the bus stop, you're into that big white wall. And I don't know which one I'd prefer to hit. I don't think I would want to hit either of them. As we can see now, Jake Burton now trying to get his HPD around. He's going to have to thread the needle here, Adrian.
Yeah, I've just been watching Josh. He's got the same issues back here. Had to get through a couple of roughs there, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, sorry, that was Josh I was talking about. I get him mixed up. But yeah, it was interesting. There wasn't a lot of room there, was there?
No, the guys weren't giving him a lot of room, but once again, I don't think they should. You know, that HPD has got plenty of poke, so these guys are fighting at the moment. I don't know if it's for position, but they're definitely giving a red hot go.
Yeah, definitely, and one thing about this racing, folks, is they do get a blue flag, but that's discretionary in this form of racing. These guys are battling, and they do not have to give the HPDs an inch if they choose not to, or if they're in a battle, and that's just part of the racing. So think of Class A, B and C as three separate races on the same track at the same time.
I just saw Synergy Sim Racing there have a little bit of a moment there, but he's off and going again, so that's just got a little bit wobbly getting into one of those corners. I'll just go back and have a look for you.
Thanks, Adrian. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Class C. So out front at the moment we have Lewis Kugeley, who's one lap up on second place getter of Paul Keegan in the Netverchi BMW Z4. Followed by Tom Jones in the Maverick Welding Rough. Those guys are doing well tonight. And then following that is Dale Codling, number 37, and he's just about to be passed by the number 99 Maverick Welding Rough, which is some laps down, so they're trying to fight their way back up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can understand those guys. They're just trying to get their laps back, which is fair enough. Those drivers there are good enough to try and fight for some more positions to come back through, but just watch that replay back. Looks like Wayne has just jumped in the car. I didn't go too far back there, Bernie, but obviously he's just come out of the pit, so he's come out on cold tyres, and we all know that, well, you and I both know that Riley's not too nice on cold tyres, so just a little bit out of shape for the first few laps, mate.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like we've got a couple of guys down there waiting to come up. We've got Multi-21, number 22 of James, so we might bring him up and have a chat with him, because I think Jason Black is in his car at the moment.
Yeah, we had his teammate up here a bit earlier having a chat with us, so yeah, we can get him up here and have a chat.
Okay, James, welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. We're having a look. I think Jason Black's in your car at the moment, is that correct?
No, we have Robbie Tomei in our car at the moment.
Okay, the number 22 on your call sign confused me, I think. So, Robbie Tomo, is it? I'll just see if I can find him.
Yeah, car 22, Bernie.
I was looking at position 22. Did you want to have a chat while I sort myself out?
Yeah, Bernie.
I'd love to.
James, we were talking to your teammate earlier, so how things are progressing so far for your race? Because they're just, you guys are from the V8 series?
Yes, I'm only new to the team, but we do primarily race V8s.
And how are you finding the rough? It's one of those cars that you've either love it or hate it, so how are you finding it?
Well, I quite enjoy it. Obviously, some of our teammates beg to differ, but I'm having fun in there, getting some laps in.
And what do you think of this endurance racing so far? Is it something that you'd like to keep doing in the future?
Well, obviously, looking at our car position, we haven't gotten off to the best start, but I think throughout the season we can progress towards the front of the grid. We have the pace.
Yeah, because it's a all year a series, so you've got quite a few more races to go, and it's and there's no drop rounds. So obviously, the more times you get in there, the better off you will be if you can progress up through the field.
Yeah, obviously we've got all year to work on our driving skills and practice with the new tracks.
Cool. How do you go about your preparation for running the rough?
Well, I usually just take it to the track and run it around with the baseline setup until I can get around. I don't really look at the times. Consistency is all that matters with endurance races. You just need to be able to get around as many times as possible.
And how are you finding the way the guys are racing around you at the moment? Because we've had quite a few yellow flags at the moment.
To be honest, it looked like a rookie race. People weren't leaving gaps, they were racing too hard on the first lap, and it was mental.
It seemed a little bit stressful out there. I know I'm glad to be up here and not in a car tonight. It seems a little bit hectic out there.
Yeah, I only got a few laps in because I had a fateful moment where I spun at the first corner, hit another car when I bounced off the wall. But I'm about to jump in again in about 15 minutes or so hopefully that run will be better.
No, that's unfortunate. I think I've been in that turn one a couple of times and I've spun it, so yeah, it's not very pleasant getting into that corner, that's for sure. And the bus stop is probably the other one that isn't very nice to go through either.
I quite like the bus stop actually, just getting through there. If you get through there quickly, you gain whole second.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Bernie and the viewers there. Once you get it right, it's pretty good, but it can bite you if you get it wrong.
Yeah, we actually had an incident. Our previous driver was taken out there, and that's why we're down the field now. We're running in the top 10 for quite a while, but we got taken out, so we submitted a review request to AEC, and they're looking at it now.
Very good. So, look, you're doing a fantastic job, considering that this is probably the first big race that you're doing. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank? You got any sponsors or anyone that you'd like to thank for you driving tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to personally thank Tim Feltzers for joining me with the team. I've had a blast with the team, and I think I've been here for a month now. And I'd like to thank GTI, that's our sponsor, and basically they support us all the way, and we're having a blast doing it.
Alright, James, well, thanks for having the chat with us. Get out there, have a good run, and hopefully you can bring it home nice and tidy for yourselves.
Thank you for having me.
So that's quite an interesting interview there, Adrian. I was just having a look at his teammate driving Brock Salmon and doing a good job letting those HPDs through at that stage of the race. We've also got Tim Ballinger down waiting to come up. We'll bring him up because I'm interested to hear how they've sorted out their driver problem, which they had before the start of this race.
Yeah, he'll definitely give us a lot of information, I'm sure of that, Bertie.
Hi Tim, Tim Ballinger, welcome to the RRTV commentary box. We've noticed earlier we had a chat with your teammate. I can't even find your car now. Are you guys still in the race or have you retired?
Oh yeah, no, we've had a shocking run with internet dropouts and a few other things, and I think we're about 10 laps down, and the boys and I had a chat about it. We decided to pull the pin rather than being 10 laps down and taking someone out. We thought it best just to give it a miss tonight.
Yeah, fair enough. Like you guys were in the wars before this race started, really, weren't you? When you couldn't get one of your drivers in to the session, which I understand you did sort that out, but I do understand you guys have had internet problems. You've been fighting that as well, so you know it's a shame to see you guys retired, but credit to you guys to hang in there for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, we tried our best to try and make it work. Unfortunately, like I dropped out on the base lap, so we were 3 laps down before the green flag even went, and it just hasn't got any better. So rather than risk upsetting someone else's race that's having a good one, as a group we decided it's probably best just to give it a miss tonight and learn from it and move on to the next one.
Yeah, fair enough. And you know, it doesn't do your mindset any good when you're not even sure if you're going to be disqualified through the event because of technicalities with one of your drivers. But anyway, my commiserations. Look, on the bright side, you guys can put your feet up, watch our broadcast and have a few beers.
Yeah, we'll certainly be watching and tuning in, and good luck with the broadcast and good luck to everyone on track, and I hope you all finish.
Yeah, I think me and Adrian should finish at this stage. Oh, you're talking about the drivers, yeah. I hope they finish too.
Oh, you'll be right, mate. You'll keep each other going.
Yeah, mate. All right, well, all the best, Tim, and thanks for coming up and letting us know.
No, thanks, guys, and have a good day, and hello to everyone watching at home.
Yeah, hard luck. I know you were putting in some good lap times there when you jumped in, so hard luck, mate, and hopefully next time you're out there and you're showing them what you can do.
Yeah, mate, it was just hard trying to put down good lap times when you got one eye on the track and one eye on the quality meter, I'll tell you.
Yeah, unfortunately you've been struggling with that for a little bit, so hopefully you'll get that sorted soon there, mate.
Yeah, iRacing and $2 parts, eh?
Yeah, no worries, Tim. Well, thanks for coming up, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, fella. See ya.
So that was Tim Ballinger in the number 15 McLaren. As we've seen, those guys have been battling since before the start with technical issues with one of their drivers as well as web connection issues. So it's a shame to see him retire, but in a way I think it was going to be a matter of time, Adrian.
Yeah, I suppose level heads won out there, Bernie. I can understand the frustration and the issues that they had, and they were fighting them, and they were trying to put on an effort there, but I suppose discretion is a better case of valour there, and they've said, right, no, let's call it a night, and we'll be coming back next race and refreshed, and we know where we're at, and hopefully they'll have a good one next time. Yeah,
definitely hope so. But let's go from one extreme of a retirement to the other extreme, and let's bring Reece Gardner up. His teammate at the moment is currently leading the Class A HPDs. Hey Reece Gardner, welcome to RRTV's commentary booth. It looks like you guys are having a ball out there. You've been fighting for the lead just about all night. How's the race been going from your perspective?
From my perspective, it's been going absolutely swimmingly. We've had a fair few run-ins with ourselves and a few GTs, but that's all part of sports car racing. But other than that, it's been. I don't think I could have asked for a better race. I mean, our first stint, the first pit stop that we took. Me and Jake Burton pitted at the same time, and as soon as we came out of the pits, the caution came out, which was very fortunate for us because we had just lost the lead at that time. So other than that, just keep it relaxed, keep it cool, and don't get too fired up.
Yeah, that's right. We noticed earlier on, I think your teammate Josh Burton, the Maverick welding rough just spun in front of your car, but Matt did a great job avoiding it. Let me catch your breath for a minute. Okay, so we noticed your teammate Josh Burton had a bit of an incident earlier on. Do you know how their car's going? I guess it's all been repaired and they're back up into third, I think.
Josh Burton is not my teammate, Bernie. I think you might be talking about Matty Barron or Jake Burton.
Okay.
Maybe Jake Burton.
Jake Burton. I'm sure Josh Burton. Yeah, okay, Jake Burton, yeah. Sorry.
Josh Burton is in the JFF LMP, which is currently running somewhere up near the top. But yeah, Jake's had a couple of run-ins, but he's come back strong. He's a quick driver, and we're mostly just swapping positions and just trying our best not to get in each other's way. We'll see what happens at the end of the race.
Yeah, so sorry about that. So we've got your teammate Matt Barron in front, Jake Burton, your other teammate in the sister car, second. Josh Burton is third, followed by Simon Eriksson in the red back racing. Ruff is in fourth. So it's good to see you guys. You've been in the top three all night, and let's hope you can keep it up there for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, I certainly hope so too. There's been quite a few close calls, and we've all had our hearts in our mouths. But I think we've got some strong teams in our little organisation, and I think we'll pull through. Hopefully, we get a victory at the end of the race. But it's not even halfway, so it's not over till it's over. My goodness, this race is long.
Oh, it's a long one, right? But we're up here in the commentary booth. We've been jumping on board, watching you guys thread the needle through the GT3s, and it's absolutely scary looking at the difference in closing speed of that HPD to a GT3. You guys must have to show a lot of patience out there.
Yeah, that's a big part of being a prototype driver. Actually, is just learning when to hold up and when to make a move. I went through this with my teammates before the race. We don't have a problem with waiting behind a GT for a couple of corners if we need to, because it's a long race, and I believe we're quick enough that if we lose any time to traffic, then we can make it back up. So yeah, patience is a very big part of being a prototype driver.
Yeah, and it also goes in swings and roundabouts. Like if you get held up in traffic at some point, your competitors are going to have the same...
okay, Brent. Sorry guys, wrong TeamSpeak channel, my apologies.
Okay.
Oh dear, there was a little bit of an altercation in front of Maddie. That's one of those moments. Every time I see a car facing the wrong way in front of us, I'm just like, no. Oh, he's threading the needle a bit here. Look at this.
Yeah, it was a bit messy, wasn't it?
Did you want to have a chat with Reese? I'm just trying to reorganise over here, Adrian.
Okay, Reese. Like we said, we're coming up, and I was talking to Bernie earlier. I think the best case scenario for you guys is that you hope the GT3s actually stick to their racing line, and you guys can actually predict your moves a lot easier because you've got that much more speed on those guys. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the most optimal situation for a prototype driver, especially at a track like Daytona. I mean, it's always appreciated when a GT sort of, just lifts off a little, let us through, or something like that, goes wide through a corner. That's always appreciated, but I think on the oval in particular, it is best that GTs stay low because, the HPD has enough speed and enough downforce that it is able to do that.
Yeah, that's what we've been watching, and I said that to Bernie earlier. I said these guys would prefer the GTs just to stick to their line, and you guys, if you're that quick and you're in those prototypes, the guys should have a little bit of respect and trust that you guys should be able to overtake them without too many problems. But unfortunately, when you get behind in a big gaggle of those GT3s, it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when they're having their own little battles. It's I think there was a moment earlier when I was watching Matty, and he I think it was like a couple of GT3 cars were going too wide down below, and he just threaded the needle so perfectly. There was barely a car's width between the second GT3 and the wall. It was absolutely terrifying stuff. But that's all part of sports car racing, and it's exciting in a twisted kind of way.
Yeah, I think I can understand that. Some of the people that haven't may not.
Yeah, we caught that on camera, Reese, earlier, and I had to hold my breath there, and I was amazed how he made that HPD just fit. There must have been millimetres in between those two roughs that he was threading the needle on.
Yeah, that's another big part of being a prototype driver in a field like this, is being able to make decisions quickly and being able to commit to those decisions as well. And I'm fortunate to have teammates that are very good at that. Yeah,
no, it's a class act all round in your team tonight. So before we let you go, Reese, is there anyone you'd like to thank? Your sponsors or people helping you with setup, paints, anything like that?
Well, of course, I think first off I would have to thank Dayco, main sponsor of our team and the name that we are running under. So massive thanks to them for supporting us, and it's good to get their name out there on the track. And I also want to give a massive thanks to Jake and Maddie for assisting me with setup development. The setup that we are running is actually one that I sort of created from one of Alan Patterson's Watkins Glen setups from last season in the official World Sports Car Series, and we made our own little changes, and we've ended up with a really good setup that's easy to drive but responsive and just an absolute joy to drive around this track. So thank you to them also, and just a thanks to the whole Custom Image crew just for being here and for helping us run such a tight ship.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it takes a lot of people to get these cars competitive. As your teammate Matthew Barron's coming into the pits, we'll let you go. And your sister car's in as well. Must be scheduled pit time.
Yep, scheduled pit time. Corey Slade is going to be getting into the 945 car for his first stint of the AEC season. And I think Kurt Stenberg might be taking over the 147 car.
Okay, that's probably a good move, because then I won't get Jake and Josh mixed up. All right.
Always good. Have a good broadcast, guys. Thank you very much for this. It's really appreciated, this broadcast. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and we wouldn't be anywhere else. This is fantastic racing. So we'll let you go, Reese, and hopefully we'll speak to you guys when you finish this race.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Have a good broadcast.
So that was Reese Gardner in the Dayco HPD, the current race leader. I'm just going to start our overlays now that our teams are swapping, so we can get the correct drivers in the cars.
Yes, a few of the HPDs are coming in now, so it looks like they're fairly well on much the same strategy. So they must be running their fuel loads probably right to the bare minimum there, Bernie.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a...
and a yellow flag.
Yeah, we've got a Kenny Rural Fencing BMW Z4 stopped at turn 1. I'm pretty sure that's what's brought out that yellow flag.
Oh yeah, it's just...
It looks like that... just trying to see who is the driver of that car.
Zach Schaller.
Okay, they've just had a tow, so I think they've been sitting there for a while, but we'll try and get a replay of what has occurred. Maybe their car has failed. No, it's just sitting there, so I'm not sure what's occurred with that car. Hopefully we'll get an update on that, folks, and let you know what's happened with Zach in that car. They are some 17 laps down, so maybe the car's just given up the ghost.
Yeah, it sounded like it blew a gearbox or something there, Bernie. I was just in the car, just just let go there going into turn 1, so he's just pulled up and stopped, so obviously that's why he hasn't gone anywhere. It's just done a gearbox by the sound of it.
Yeah, it looks like they may have called it a night. As we know, the GT3s... Oh no, they're back. Maybe they're doing drive swap. The GT3s have used up most of their quick repairs, so I guess wait and see if they've got one up their sleeve they can use on that car.
Yeah, that's very weird. I mean, obviously I can't see the telemetry in the car to see if the oil or anything, but he's going into turn 1 there. I don't know if he was stuck in a gear or what, but I'd say the gearbox let go on them, Bernie.
Yeah, it's a bit strange because the BMW Z4 is normally bulletproof, so I guess he might have tried changing down a gear and over-revved it or did something, but anyway, either way that car has given up the ghost and we'll see if they can get it back out there.
Yeah, it's such a shame, but it's one of those things about racing, I suppose. It's so hard to predict, and I mean, it's good that it is so realistic. I mean, it's bad luck to them, but you know, it just makes that a little bit more interesting for us.
Well, I tell you what, it is good luck for Reece Gardner with Corey Slade in that car. When we interviewed them earlier, they said that luck was on their side when they pitted. They came out and a yellow came out straight after that pit. It has happened again, folks. Both cars have come in. Just on exiting the pits, the yellows come out, so they've caught the other Class A cars behind the 8 ball for a second time tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, quite lucky there for Warren Pickering at the moment. They were starting to get into the clutches of the leaders there. They were getting close to going a lap down, so they're up onto they're still on the lead lap, so that was a get out of jail free car for them.
Well, the problem with the competitors competing against Corey and Kurt, I think it is those guys have taken their pits, where these guys now either have to pit under yellow or under green, unless there's another one. But I tell you what, that HPD behind Warren Pickering, that car is beat up.
Oh yeah, Bernie, this looking a little bit tired, isn't it?
It certainly is. You know, that car must be handling like the bringing it in the pits, probably a good move. What would that be handling like, a slippery potato?
I reckon it'd be like a tractor going through mud, Bernie. It'd be just ploughing away, I reckon.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I thought slippery potato sounded better. Oh, he nearly missed his pit spot too.
Yeah, there's quite a few cars in the pits, which is not a bad idea under yellow. Get it done, get it out there. It's less of the two evils at the moment. See how long it takes, because I'm pretty sure these guys have had a few issues tonight, so it wouldn't surprise me if they're actually done their quota of quick repairs tonight.
Yeah, we'll just change the tyres. We'll see if they're going to change driver as well. We'll stay with this, folks. Oh no, they're going out again. No change of driver, just change of tyres. No fixing of the car.
Yeah, I think they've used all their allocated quick repairs, Bernie, because I know I wouldn't be like to be out there in one of those with no front wing, that's for sure.
No, I wouldn't either, but maybe what they're doing is I can't imagine if they're going to fix it and try to come back in again while they're under yellow, but maybe they've used their quick repairs, and the repairs on that are going to take quite some time.
Yeah, even for a HPD, you know, if it's take you 15 minutes to repair, well, that's 15 minutes. You're going to end up back into GT3 territory, so you're going to lose a lot of time. So they're probably thinking the lesser two evils and keep driving the way it is. But I don't know, Bernie. I think I'd rather take 15 minutes and get a better car underneath my belt, because you're not really going to lose any more positions than what you are in your class. So I don't see the gain in this at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but what we'll do is Brad Matheson from KRF is waiting to come up. I'd like to have a chat with him to see if he can let us know what happened to that BMW.
I think we've gone over our 2 hours too, Bernie.
It's only 6 o'clock.
Is it? Jeez.
Yeah, we've only been on for an hour. It feels
well, we're doing well. Oh, geez, we're doing fantastic then.
We are. Brad Matheson, welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. We noticed a KRF BMW Z4 sitting on turn 1. Have you got any news of what occurred there?
Yeah, we lost the motor. That's that simple. Got a bit of front end damage, must have just restricted a bit of airflow and yeah, overheated and let it go.
Okay, so do you have any fast repairs, or is that night done for you guys?
Nah, we're done. We used our fast repairs early in the piece. One with someone taking the arrow off the rear of the car, which put us in the wall. Another incident later, which we found ourselves in the wall again. So yeah, our fast repairs are a long time gone.
Oh, that's a shame, but you know, Daytona does put a lot of strain on those motors, especially coming down that main straight. So our commiserations, mate. We've just had the Redback Racing McLaren also retire as we go back to green, folks. So bad luck. Is there any one you want to thank before we let you go, Brad?
Yeah, just like to thank the sponsors: Kimmy Rule Fencing, Apex Racing Academy. There's a few others on the car I just can't think off the top of my head. And Lance for doing the setup. I was a late call in and I had to go into just a practice session by myself to get the feel of the car just before the start of the race. So yeah.
Okay, well again, bad luck. You guys are doing a great job through quite a few adverse situations until that car blew, but I guess that is the nature of endurance racing. So go and have a beer or something, mate.
I will. Need to find a better engine builder too.
Yeah, that sounds like it. All right, Brad, thanks for coming up, mate, and letting us know what occurred there.
No worries, mate. Catches.
Yeah, that's such a shame, isn't it, Bernie? Couldn't quite tell, but usually you could see the smoke if an engine let go, but that's why I thought it was a gearbox. But the same deal with those, but yeah, it was really weird. It didn't have the RPMs going down the straight, so that explains why it let go.
Yeah, it sounds like it probably seized more than blew up by the sounds of it if it was boiling. But, you know, we're going to see more of that tonight because I think a lot of the GT3 guys have used up their 3 quick repairs. So I think from here on in we are going to see the retirements start to pick up.
Yeah, for sure, Benny. I mean, if we see a HPD out there running out without a front clip on it, which is a game move by anyone's means, so it wouldn't surprise me if half the field is in the same boat at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, and they were going at it pretty hard earlier on in the race. There's a lot of carnage, so you know, like cats have used up, well, they're not like cats, they only get 3 lives, not 9. Most of them will have used that up, and from here on in, it's just a matter of trying to survive, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys now are starting to realise that, you know, they're going to struggle if they don't look after the cars, and, you know, in any endurance racing, you're going to have issues from other drivers, or even tyre life. The car does something out of the ordinary, you're going to lose control, so you're going to have an accident. And if you're getting a bit gung-ho and taking your car out and, you know, having a few quick repairs that are taken off you early in the race, you're going to pay for it at the end of it.
Well, exactly right. I think a lot of guys are going to have a good look at this race. It is the first round of the Endurance Series. I think next month when they come back, I think a lot of them may be a bit calmer.
Well, we definitely hope they will be. We still want the excitement that these guys can produce, and we know we can produce it. We've seen it in the SEK because we know a lot of these guys are from the SEK. There's a lot of guys that are new, just like the guys from MRI team that are in here, the multi-21 sim racing guys. They're all from the V8, so you know, we've got regulars and we've got new guys, and it's all about learning, but hopefully they'll come back next round and show us what they can actually do.
Yeah, that's right. We've also got Lewis Kugley waiting to come up. They are the Group C leaders at the moment. So we'll bring Lewis up. I'm just stalled because I noticed he must have just got out of that car. So we'll bring him up, see how their race is going. They're pretty much a lap above everyone else. Hi Lewis, welcome to the RRTV commentary box. It looks like you guys are having a great time out there. You're one lap up on your nearest competitor, and you've been pretty much leading Class C most of the evening. How's it been going from your perspective?
From my perspective, well, I missed the first 2 hours in quality, so I came home and I was quite surprised as to our track position. But both John and Brace have done a really awesome job. We're just staying clean, getting through each stint. Obviously, it's really difficult to judge strategy at the moment, but obviously just fuel and tyres and just making sure that we stay out of trouble, which I think is showing it's quite difficult out there, especially after the yellow flags. There's some real crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, it seemed to calm down a little bit while we were off air, but it certainly heated up again. It seems like the way it goes, we get some laps in and then the pace car comes out for a bit and then we go again. But credit to John King and your team. I understand you were pretty fortunate in your first pit stop to actually remain 1 lap ahead of your competitors. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was a bit of a lucky thing. Just where the yellow flag flew gave us that extra thing. But also we haven't made any mistakes, and we've been consistently in the top sort of 5 overall in terms of all 3 of our drivers. There's no real weak link, and I think that's something that you need to have in your GT3 racing, especially in Asia and Asia and Australia, as you can see in SEK and GT Asia. But yeah, the boys have done an awesome job with the setup. They're running really consistent, strong laps. They're getting through each stint incident-free. I think the closest thing I had a bit of an off into my second fuel run just before, and I scraped the wall, but I straightened it back up. But no real big incident. I think a lot of the guys have had that, which is fortunate for us and unfortunate for them. But there's a long way to go, Bernie. Almost 4 hours remaining, so I guess we just got to keep chipping away and we really don't know where we're going to be until the last probably 45 to 50 minutes. That's when you'll find out how everyone else's strategy's played out.
Yeah, that's right. But at the moment, you're 1 lap up, you're right. Your team has been strong all night. There hasn't been a weak link. You've stayed out of trouble, and you've been smart on your strategy. So my hat's off to you guys. You're doing a brilliant job out there.
Yeah, thanks, Bernie. And I also want to thank a few of the guys, especially my stint, helping us get through all that. It's quite difficult to, after those yellow flags, where different guys are on different fuel and tyre strategies and different laps. So, especially your guys are very respectful out there. So, I thank you guys for that, and I thank you for the broadcast, and also good luck for the rest of the race. We've got 4 hours left, and hopefully we're putting on a good show for all.
Yeah, definitely putting on a great show. Is there anything you wanted to ask Lewis, Adrian?
No, Bernie, I think you've done everything that I was thinking of.
Okay, well, we're just here having a close-up of your Blackadder Motorsport car while we wrap this interview up, Lewis. You're doing a fantastic job. There's not much more to add on that. Stay out of trouble, keep on going, and I think we'll definitely be seeing you guys on the podium if all the cards fall your way tonight.
Yeah, that's it, Bernie. We need that after the last couple of SEK rounds. We've had good pace, and we've been involved in a few different incidents, and also our pace in GT Asia. But I'd just like to thank the boys in our team, John, Braith, and also our other car who's running tonight, and also the guys who've run in SEK and GT Asia over the past couple of weeks. We're moving forward, which is really good to see, and also want to thank some of the other guys in the field. Some really good, clean, considerate racing after those few early yellows. So, and thanks to you guys too for the broadcast. As always, it gives us the extra incentive to go out and perform and practice when we know that you guys are televising live on YouTube. So, I thank you guys for that.
No worries, mate. We're enjoying covering it. And, it's always a pleasure to broadcast the GT3. They always put on great racing, and we enjoy being here.
Yeah, absolutely. GT3 racing, I think, is really picking up in Australia. You know, some of the big teams from the VS Supercars are running, and you know, the cars are so evenly balanced, and the drivers are so evenly balanced that you need to have all the right pieces in place to pull a good result. So we're doing that so far, but hopefully that continues.
All right, Lewis. Well, thanks for coming up, and we might speak to some of your teammates later on in the evening.
Absolutely, I'll tell them to pop by.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Looks like we've got that little lull period, Bernie, where everyone's behaving themselves again.
Yeah, I saw in the background the BMW Z4 Redback Racing car has had a lose in turn 1, but I think they just spun it into the infield. And there's another GT3 also on the infield, but at the moment, no pace car.
Yeah, no, they're just spinning that turn there, turn 6 I think it is. That's one of the tricky ones to get through there as well. The car seems to step out a little bit, and if your tyres are a little bit sad or you've used them a little bit too much, it certainly does want to spin around there. So generally you'll spin off into the infield and there'll be no harm there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a funny track, Daytona. You've got some areas where you spin, you've got lots of runoff, other areas you don't have much, but I guess it's a NASCAR track, so, you know, infield normally has a lot of runoff.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks, Daytona. I've watched plenty of NASCAR. I'm a big NASCAR fan, so watch plenty of that, and yeah, it gets a bit exciting, those NASCAR boys. So the boys here tonight, they're definitely putting on a good show for us, and they're quite enjoying it. It's good to see that. I think they've actually realised that they've got to bring this car home clean now, and they've all settled down a bit.
Yeah, I think so. Before we have our break, I just want to bring Trent Thomas up. They're running the number 111 HPD in 5th in their class at the moment. Hi Trent, welcome to the RRTV commentary box. Thanks for waiting to come up. We've noticed your car at the moment has Matthew Wilkins in, and you're running 5th in the Class A HPDs tonight. So how's your race been going? You've been keeping out of trouble?
I wish I could say that we had. First stint seemed to go pretty well actually. We stayed out of most trouble that come along. We got Matt into the car for a second stint after me. Fortunately he had a bit of a spin, I think into turn 1 towards the end of his stint, damaged the car a bit, so we decided to pit him a couple of laps early. I jumped in the car again, and I think I did about 10 or 11 laps, and I did the same thing, bit of a silly mistake, and I lost it to turn 1. I didn't have any damage, but unfortunately instead of checking to make sure I had it in reverse, I was in first, hit the accelerator, ran into the wall. So it was a bit embarrassing, so I ended up having to pit. So then Craig jumped in after myself. He did his stint. He had a bit of contact with the BMW, I think, at one point. We decided to leave him out. We were a few seconds off pace, but where we were running, I think we were a lap behind the car in front and a lap ahead of the car behind us, so we're sort of in a bit of a neutral zone there, bit of a safe spot to be running a few seconds a lap slower. So we left him until the end of his stint, and unfortunately that's our 3 free repairs gone, so hopefully we stay out of trouble for the rest of the race.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be happy to know, Trent, we just hit the halfway mark now, so it's a heck of a long race.
Yeah, it's pretty good news to get the halfway point. We'd like to have a few more quick repairs up our sleeve, but hopefully we can just keep it out of trouble now. We're sort of still in that sort of safety zone of a lap ahead and a lap behind the cars in front of us, so we're hoping to at least maintain our current position. I think we need to rely on some trouble for the front running guys at this stage. Unfortunately, they're running a pretty quick pace. I think. Yeah, so we'll be happy if we can finish where we are and we don't lose any more positions or laps.
Yeah, we've noticed the theme now in just about the whole field, especially the GT3s, is they've used their 3 fast repairs. So now a lot of the guys are just trying to survive the last half of this race, and we've noticed the retirements are starting to go up on the GT3s, which should make your job in the HPD that much easier with less traffic to contend with.
Yeah, we certainly hope so. The traffic has been, towards the start of the race, it was actually quite hectic with everyone all bunched up trying to get through. All the yellow flags sort of kept bunching the field back up again, but hasn't been as many yellows lately, so the field started to spread out a little bit more. So instead of coming up to massive groups of cars, now you catch them one at a time, and it's a lot easier to get safely by them.
Yeah, that's right. And how does the HPD go? Like, we know the GT3s are pitting probably 7 or 8 times. How's the HPD go on fuel? How many stops do you think these cars need to get to the end of this race?
Well, we originally planned, I think there was going to be about 9 stops, but I think with the yellow flags and stuff, that's sort of changed a little bit. But at this stage, we're getting probably at full running speed, you get about 30 laps out of a tank in the HPD.
Okay, yeah, so it's pretty close to the GT3s, maybe an extra stop, and I guess each stop's new tyres thrown on these things. I guess they're pretty hard on their tyres, aren't they?
Surprisingly not. Tyres seem to be able to last, but it makes sense to change tyres during the stops purely because tyres change less than what it takes to fill the full tank anyway, plus the driver changes as well.
Yeah, because you've got different tyre rules in the GT3 class, haven't you? Because I know the GT3s have to do the fuel and the tyres separately, where I think you guys can do it at the same time. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. We can do tyres and fuel all at the same time, so tyres probably take around 15 seconds, give or take. A full tank of fuel is about 30, and the driver swap itself is about 25 seconds or so. So it makes sense that if we're going to do a driver swap or fill full of fuel, you may as well do the tyres at the same time.
Yeah, that's right, especially if you can do it at the same time. So before we let you go, Trent, is there anyone you want to thank for setup, sponsors, paint, anything like that?
Probably a big shout out to Andrew Gaines. He's one of our drivers, but he set up all the paint and stuff for this car. Monster Designs is our sponsor. The drivers, they're doing pretty well. Nathan's our spotter at the moment. He's looking after us, trying to sort out our pit stops and stuff. And yeah, the guys who organise it and everything, you guys for the commentary and keeping us going. So certainly keeps us all entertained. So yeah, thanks to everybody.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thanks for coming up, and we wish you all the best for the last half of this race. And feel free to send your teammates up when they're not driving for a chat as well.
Thanks a lot, Bernie. Yeah, I'll let them know. They can jump in if they want to have a talk. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Definitely looks like the field is settled now, Bernie. I think they were all on some sort of jumpy pills to start this race, and now it looks like it's all worn off. They must have had too many red cordials before they started, and it's all worn off, Bernie.
Yeah, I think so. Either that, or they think we've gone off the air, so they're all calming down, saving their energy for when we come back for the last bit of this race. But before we go, we've got Mike Koroloff. He's been waiting a while to come up. It'd be good to have a chat with him. We're 15 minutes over. Are you right to hang in there for a little bit longer?
Yeah, Bernie, I can hang out here. I've booked in my time, so yeah, I can hang out here for a little bit longer.
Alright. Hi Mike, welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. Thanks for waiting down there, and sorry for the wait. How are you boys going tonight? Okay, well, we've got a bit of a technical issue there with Mike, so we'll we might come back to him a bit later.
The joys of the technical age, isn't it fantastic? It looks like your HPD's in the pits there, Bernie. It looks like it must be in for a pit stop.
Yeah, it looks like this is their stop. Driver change, Warren's out, and off they go again. So this is what I was saying earlier, you know, the front two runners got to pit under yellow, where these guys have to pit under green, so that's going to cost them a little bit.
Yeah, I would have taken the gamble, but obviously they want to set their schedule, which is there's nothing wrong with that. You never know, the yellow flag could fall their way later on, but I'm thinking the yellow flags, I don't think they'll be out as often as they have been in the first half of the race, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right, but you know, I'm really impressed with these Redback HPD guys. They've really been having a good run tonight, and all three of them should be very proud. So at the moment we've got Simon Eriksson back in the car, so Warren's out, Simon's back in for their next stint.
You know, they should be pretty happy with themselves. They've done a fantastic job, even led the race here a couple of times, so doing a good job, still on the lead lap. See how it goes, and yeah, no, it's been good racing. It looks like they've all settled down though, so it's gotten a little bit quiet out there.
Yeah, it could be a good time for us to have another break. Fixed problem, all good now from Mike Koroloff, so we'll bring Mike back up, and then after that I think it'll be time for dinner.
Yeah, I think so, Bernie. We'll get some stuff done, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Hi Mike, welcome to the RRTV commentary booth. Sorry about before, and thanks for coming back up for a chat.
Not at all, fellas. Thanks for having me on. Sorry about the sound issue there. I had to change the setting.
Yeah, I was worried. I thought maybe you didn't want to come up for a chat, and that's why I pushed you out quick in case you were driving or doing something else. So, who's in your car at the moment, mate?
We've got Jeremiah Morton in at the moment. Jeremiah was a late call up for us because we had another driver, Henry King, who couldn't make it with computer issues. So Jeremiah's in the car at the moment, just circulating around, starting to put in some good numbers, and yeah, running the car very well. We're running 13th outright, 7 laps down on the lead car. Obviously, we're not going to be up with them, but running 5th in class.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and we're just having a look now at the OSR BMW Z4. So, and I must say, compared to a lot of the GT3s out there, it's looking pretty straight. So it looks like you guys have been staying out of trouble tonight.
Yeah, we only had one incident early when the Ruggio fuel cell car had an incident, and when they had their big off, Mike was confronted with just a plume of smoke and nowhere to go. Missed an apex and unfortunately scarfed right across the inside of the circuit and took out poor old Paul Gold coming the other way, which were, you know, great apologies to Paul and his team. We were just a passenger in that, but luckily what he was able to do was drive the car back around to the pits, and we were able to get a new car, so we didn't lose a lap, and that's probably been the real bonus for us, because we're not, I wouldn't say we're the fastest car out there, but we've just been keeping it straight and keeping it on the tarmac and circulating.
Well, that's the way to succeed at these really long races, because a lot of the GT3 guys out there have been saying they've run out of their 3 lives, so if you guys have been out of trouble, hopefully you've got some of those still up your sleeve in case you need them further in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have 2 resets up our sleeve, which is a great thing to have. Look, I've got to say, Bernie, awesome of you to put this telecast on. Fantastic stuff. And how good is this event?
Oh, this is unbelievable. You know, I've been looking forward to this event and this series since it was announced late last year, and I know Scott Stevens has been working around the clock with you OSR boys to put this event together, and I must say it is absolutely fantastic to be broadcasting it, to be part of it, and it's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant, and I think this is the way iRacing in Australia will go, because we've got a number of big championships that are coming up for the year-long events, so it's all good. It's great.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic, and hats off to the JFF boys too, just quietly, because, you know, we started talking to them way back when Bathurst was originally released, and because they were talking about doing some enduro events in Bathurst, and we'd already sort of slotted that into the calendar. So we got to know the JFF boys then by making sure that we didn't step on each other's toes. We've developed a really wonderful working relationship with all the guys over there, with Scotty and Grant Crow and Craigie and all those fellas, Bobby Jovanovich and those sort of fellas, and we've met all them through our development series, and they run in our NASCAR series and our V8s, and they were sort of nervous about doing this, and we said, look, we'll help you, but honestly, they've done the lion's share of the work. They've come to us with a few little how do we do's, and gee, what do you do in this situation? And we've sort of given them our experience and knowledge. But after that, they have just powered forward. They really have. They've done a fantastic job, and it's allowed us to sit in the background, just answer the questions we need, give them a hand with marshalling as they need it. But full credit to them. They've done a great job, and from my point of view, the professionalism that I've seen them put on in the background, this puts them as a club and a league, and the ability to run events, it puts them on the map, and they are a top club, good bunch of guys, and this is a fantastic event.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's this event is really the pinnacle for GT3 racing in Australia, and I'm really pleased with the amount of drivers that this event's pulled, which it deserves to. You know, we've got over 117 drivers in this race tonight, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Oh, it is, and you know what? It'll grow. It will definitely grow, especially with the longer races. But when guys see this, when they hear about it, when they start reading about it in the forums, this will explode. There will be people just wanting to get out there and have a go at it, because endurance racing is something different. It's very tactical, as I'm sure you've seen. And it's just a hell of a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And on the other side of it, it can be heartbreaking. We've had a number of quite dejected guys tonight dropping out, but you know, that's part of the endurance racing, and I'm just glad iRacing has allowed us to be able to put on these long events with driver change. Hopefully one day we may see, once they update to DX11, we may see day transitions, which would take this to another level yet again.
Oh, look, absolutely. That's the next thing, isn't it? You know, and dynamic track in regards to build up and so forth. When those sort of things come, and they will, and you know, I probably share everyone's frustration in iRacing just not getting there fast enough, because we just want it. But look, and it has been a while coming to get into being able to do driver swaps and so forth. But to their credit, they've got it right, haven't they? And we're just we're out there having an awesome time. And I go back to a point there too, you know, with you talking about dejected drivers. There are a few guys out there that I watch drive, and I've been talking with my teammates about it, saying, look, watch out for this guy, stay away from that car. If it comes up behind you, just let it go, because they're not going to be there at the end, and they're not. And it's a different persona. It's a different mindset to get in there and to just reel off steady laps and to get into the groove and get into a rhythm. And we've seen a little bit too much sort of sprint racing out there, I think, earlier on. But as we go into the second half of the race now, and remembering we're only 4 hours and 15 minutes into it, we've still got another 3 hours and 45 to go. I think you're going to see some fantastic endurance racing coming out with guys, and there'll be less yellow flags, and which, you know, to be honest, for us, we want a few more, because we use fuel and pit strategies to elevate us. Well, I shouldn't say that too early, but anyway. But yeah, I think we're just going to see some more fantastic endurance racing, and as guys settle in and start counting down the laps and figuring out how they can elevate themselves, it's going to be good fun.
Oh, definitely. And you were saying earlier on to Adrian, a lot of these guys in the GT3 class are going to go away from this race and have a look at how they approached it like a sprint race, and I think there's going to be a lot of learning to be done through that field, and I think a few teams may look at strategy and calm the drivers down a little bit, but you know, credit to to the JFF boys, you know, it's fantastic having live race control in there, and they must be busy all the time looking at when they have to pull this pace car out. But you know, it's a must-have with these long events, I think.
Yeah, look, it really is. It adds a new dimension to it all, because, you know, we've all raced and somebody gets punted and off they go and their race is over and there are people arguing, all sorts of stuff going on. But the way they've approached it, how they've done it, and the numbers they've got in there, they've really done a good job. And to be fair, we've coaxed them along a little bit, because when we kicked off doing live race control with the Dev Series, like we still do, and we spoke to them about it, we said, look, come on over and see what we do. We need a bit of a hand, but see how we do it. And they've certainly come over, and they've been in the background with us now for 9 months, and just helping out and seeing how we do it, and talking backwards and forwards about what we think is okay, what's not, because you've got the normal race rules, but then you've also got to think that this is also sim racing as well, so there has to be a few little extra give and takes put into it in regards to that, and sometimes a few little considerations to take into account, you know, like what some driver may or may not see. Was it deliberate, was it not? But generally it's the same as what you see on TV and the real stuff, and from that point of view, look, they've taken to it like a duck to water, and full credit to them. They've just put on a fantastic event, and their marshalling has taken it to a completely new level for professionalism, for excitement, for just ambience of the race, and you know, when we get day to night transitions, how good is this going to be?
It's going to be absolutely awesome. Now, I tell you what, while you're speaking there, Mike, your car escaped a bit of an incident with the GTI Rough, who spun and hit the, I guess, the pit lane.
Yep.
Tires.
Yeah, I just saw that. I've been watching him. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's. I was just seeing if they're in pit lane, but they're not. So I'm not sure if they're stuck on the circuit at the moment or if they've continued on their way.
Yeah, no, they're coming around to pit now, Bernie. The car must be pretty well badly damaged. They're just pitting now.
Which car was it? Was it Matt Nade?
I've got James Owen, actually, Bernie, car 22.
Okay, I'm just trying to pick that up because we just saw him. Oh yeah, second hand. I had to hold my breath because we had our camera on your car, and the worst thing in the world is if we're interviewing someone and we just had word from Matt W. The GNT Racing has DNF'd. So
that's no good.
No good at all. We'll bring him up in a moment and have a chat to find out exactly what's going on at that point. But anyway, Mike, thanks so much for coming up. It's been great chatting with you. We're going to have another little bit of a break soon, and then we're going to come back on at 7:45 to cover this to the end.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for having me on, guys, and thanks for doing this. It's what televising these sort of events is what really brings them to life for everybody and gets the rest of the community excited. And then when you can go back, and the great thing about this is you can go back not only with the replay, you can take potential sponsors and show them this sort of racing, and it'll come on board. They'll get dollars involved, and it'll get bigger and better. But credit to you guys too. Thanks very much for having me on, and we're halfway through, so let's see where we go.
Yeah, no worries. And that's exactly what excites me as well. With all these year-long championships we've got coming up, and if we can get these broadcasts, then there is potential to get sponsors in, not only for the events but also for the drivers. So hopefully this is a trend we'll see moving forward in the years to come.
Yep, for sure. Good on you, fellas. I'm glad you've done it, and certainly I'll do my best to come and help you out anytime you ever need it, with commentary or just dropping in to say good day. So thanks for having me on, and good on you again.
No worries, Michael. Thanks, mate. Catch you later.
Bye.
Okay, we'll bring up Matt W. and find out what's occurred with GNT Racing. Hi Matt, welcome to the RRTV commentary box. I got your message that G&T Racing has DNF'd. Can you tell us exactly what occurred?
Yeah, on lap 131, I was coming down, had two roughs or RUF cars on my right, and this was just before the first big straight, and one of the guys, I think car number 99, bumped the car in front of him, and then that car went straight across the track and it's hit the front of my car, but I was able to drive it back to the pits, and then we're going to do a driver change, and now we can't drive the car anymore. It says our race is done, so pretty disappointing.
Yeah, that's a shame. So where were you running at the time?
I think it was 5th position there.
Okay, and that was in Class A, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were speaking to your teammate, I think, earlier tonight. That's a real shame, mate. Our commiserations. But you got past the halfway mark, so that's pretty good in a way. There's not much I can say, I know how it feels when this happens. But all we can say is best of luck next time. You guys did well while you're out there, and you're really in some class racing out there in the HPD, so we hope to see you next round.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Hopefully we can just keep on track next time, eh?
Yeah, mate, yeah. Alright, well, all the best, and I guess you can watch the rest of the telecasts from 7:45 tonight.
Yeah, will do. Thanks, guys.
Just before we go, Benny, I'd like to thank the viewers for watching. I've had a look on YouTube there. We've got a few comments there, so thanks guys for watching. Hope you're enjoying our telecast, and you'll be back soon with a bit more end-to-the-end racing for you.
Yeah, guys, so we're going to have our dinner break now, I guess, and I must apologise. I'd love to record, broadcast this for the whole duration, but I'm afraid I don't think me and Adrian could handle the excitement for 8 hours, but we'll definitely be back at 7:45 tonight, and then we're going to be broadcasting that to the end. It says 9:15 on the screen. We're actually going to stay online till the race is finished, which is more likely going to be 10:15, 10:30 tonight. So on behalf of RRTV, I'd like to thank Adrian for joining me, and you viewers for watching, and we'll be back in probably an hour and 10 minutes, but in the meantime, go to the Australian Endurance Championship Facebook page. They should be doing updates there of how the race goes, and we'll give you a summary when we come back. So thanks for watching.